Spill to the back. Here's a chance for Miller. Her hand. G versus Molan at ground level. Bit of work to do for Sansonetti. She goes to ground. Vescio in over the top. She'll wind up. They'll contest. 20 metres from goal. Vescio went early. She's got it. Umpire says play on. Spills. Vescio, dangerous. Run down. Releases the handball. Dolt.
The head of Stevens, it appeared. Vescio, dangerous.
And runs away from her. Will kick towards half forward. Vescio tries to get back into position. Nudging her player underneath the football there was Walker. She now takes off. Allows Vescio to get the ball. That means she's got numbers forward of the footy. She'll attack the top of the goal square through the hands of Harris. Tested pack mark.
She was sitting on the bench 5 seconds before she took that grab. Vescio, handball to the outside, press Barker. Sports he's had and immediately hits the accelerator. Can Carlton get a late one? Vescio flies into the back of McCurchut. Coming through Seymour, inboard for Jarks. The clock might beat the Tigers, and it does.
And Nicola Stevens almost within range, but he spots a better option. It's Vescio, 30 metres out, slight angle.
Absolutely, mate.
So Darcy Vescio played every game in AFLW for the Blues. This is her 24th tonight. Only 2 players in the competition have kicked more goals. Erin Phillips and Jess Wushner. Vescio with a chance to kick the Blues second. 30 out. Makes good contact and steers it through. Early blow landed for the Blues. Margin out to 18 points. Darcy Vescio on the board.
She knew it was good straight off the boot, Jace. Big celebration, jump in the air and celebrate with her teammates. And Darcy Vescio, as I said, she was so good in season 1, potentially a little bit quiet in season 2 and 3, and she started off season 4 really well.
And Abs, this is why Nicola Stevens is playing in the front half. Smart footballer.
She's very smart. She just lowered her eyes, recognised that Darcy Vescio was on her own, took a great mark and an excellent finish by Vescio.
She's stuck to her task. That little kick was looking for loins off her hands. Here's Vescio getting involved, working up the ground a little higher in 2020. Kick over the back towards McAvoy, who is just super impressive. Into the...
Seymour got over the top. Vescio lurks at the front. Stevens left it for, and Darcy just couldn't get the curl. Yeah, but ran over the top. Doonan tried to manufacture the handball. The second touch by foot, wanting Vescio. Miller goes body on body and then just collapses on the footy, given the benefit.
Blow out any further to really get their confidence down early in the season.
And the NAB league best and fairest at the age of 16 last year. She's not eligible for the draft till the end of next year. You think they won't be clamouring for her. Here's Maddie again.
Sparkus averaged 19 a game last season.
Dispossessed, quick hands, Press Barker so creative, releases Vescio, can size it up, steps around her opponent, lines up the goals, goes for it, and doesn't quite get the journey.
Sold some candy there, Jace, didn't she?
And Akic, McCure shot, bought it all. 40 metres out, gets underneath it, tugs it left, it's going to drop short. Dangerous position for Vescio at ground level, didn't quite come back to her. Vescio off the hands of the contest, spins onto her left, gets it moving quickly. Ricochet.
Good chain here from the Blues, looking for another one. Vescio at the front, and that's just experience on Sansonetti.
I've said it earlier and I'll say it again as Darcy Vescio looks to hit up her teammate.
And Lauren Brazzali involved in 4 or 5 actions in that piece of play to finally create this shot at goal.
She's kicked one. Forces it forward. Darcy couldn't take it cleanly. Vescio coming the other way, gathers the football. Now a chance for the Blues. She delivers to half forward. Good the mark, so she creeps an extra 5 metres. Just pops the kick high inside 50. Vescio at the front. Couldn't quite complete it. Moody crashed through. Vescio got a hand in on Brazzell. It needs some support. It's got Vescio there. Vescio looks for an option at half forward. It's Harrington into the path of G. The big strong body of Darcy. Wrapped up by the other Darcy, Vescio. Ends up in the arms of Presparkas. She pokes it to Vescio. Play on the call. Well done, Benici arrived just in time, but gave it straight to Downey. Can Vescio find some magic here? Confronted by Rowe. Tried to flip it out. She could see Lalawifi on her own, 5 metres off the contest.
He's coming to the team as well. Here's Lachlan's first interaction for 2020.
See if she can slot it from 45. Bad off the boot. It's not going to have enough carry though. Falls in front to Loins, in and under and hard, and too high. Play on. Vescio inside 50. A great kick to Harris. She spilt what she should have taken, really, with no pressure.
So a throw in, not out on the full. It looked like it had come off the lower part of Hunt's leg. Nonetheless, a chance still for the Blues to grab their fourth. LaJoya, stolen by Vescio, finds a little piece of space, but kicks the first behind of the afternoon.
50. The Blues just were all over it then.
Gigi kicked the opening goal of the game. She got Vescio on. It's going to hang in the breeze. Darcy got the hands to it. You can go back and try and kick the Blues fourth.
Joya back by hands to Scott. Has Vescio bearing down. Under pressure, gets the hand pass away.
To try and outnumber, make sure it stays inside that forward 50.
Got short.
Well cut off by Darcy Vescio there.
Vescio, we've seen her back a couple of times dropping into the space.
I'm actually really loving that. I mean, obviously normally known as a forward, but yeah, playing in a bit more of that defensive back roll there, and I'm liking it.
Vernon to beat, trickles its way to Vescio, who went to ground, has to be careful not to camp on the footy. Free for Hosking. Free kick will go the way of Darcy Vescio. Giorgio Stathis, Joya into the back. There's Taylor Harris, the left calf taped, interestingly enough. We'll have a feature on her at halftime, of course, that amazing photo that Michael Wilson took of her, the kick.
Perhaps picking it up in that breeze. Better than the others as this kick holds up as well. And Vescio takes it one-hander, decides to play on, has a bounce. Will send them inside 50. The ball a little directed. I think it was G she was after. Brown in on the footy.
It's Hunt who could recover. Tackle from Giorgio Stathis on Brazzali. Well gloved there by Vescio, sends the kick wide. Oh, shocking bounce for the Dogs in defence. Who provides the source pressure. Aloifi's kick to the feet of Huntington. Vescio, can she keep it alive?
Can get it. Spark. Hands back towards Ferris. They're under pressure here. Support coming in all Lamb, some friendly fire.
G and Hosking for company. That wasn't the required distance. And look at the pincer movement from Vescio. What a tackle it was on Heron.
Vescio last week with only 5 disposals, and this week she's really injected herself into the contest.
The Blues, a rare chance inside 50. The bounce, the ball from Stevens. Vescio just has to track it. And one against the play, an important one for the Blues.
Well, they responded well then, just Carlton, to move that footy forward, press the game. And Darcy Vescio pretty lucky that the Western Bulldogs overran the football there, and it fell out the back and she was able to make them pay for it. And as we watch this on the replay from Nicholas Stevens, just sending that through, and Darcy Vescio making them pay. Exceptionally happy with that one.
Kicked it into Prasparkas, who was on the mark, so Blackburn has a go. Vescio.
A couple of words exchanged there with Loins, Ellie Blackburn and Maddie Prasparkas after that little contest.
It's been desperate early. Vescio, great pickup. Can she create some? Harris in a one-on-one. Instead gives to Prasparkas. Goes laterally to Vescio. And that now allows time for the Crows to get numbers back in defence. So Harris is going to have to compete against a few Crows. She again got plenty of numbers back in defence. So she'll try and create something. Went short and wide for Vescio. It wasn't a good kick, but Vescio was good enough to gather.
What Adelaide want to do in their back line and have that spare back to take away their kicking lanes.
Brooke Walker's kick will sit for Vescio, who tries to pop it up to Taylor Harris' advantage. The inside wasn't the right option, and a turnover. Prasparkas. Vescio has Harris in about 40 metres of space. If she can just spot her, she does. Harris will take the uncontested mark. Has Walker running to goal.
The 9 and Ebony Marinoff on the 6. So Carlton have definitely had more of the football in total.
Tried to spot up a target just inside 50, didn't work. Vescio's looked lively at ground level. Again, just tried to do a little bit too much. Should have kicked it in deep. Fourth. Heard the call of Marinov. Cox went without it. Vescio again. Been lively, will get a free kick in the back. Been dangerous at ground level, Vescio.
She's been very clean today, Lee. It's fantastic. She's running through the footy and really trusting and backing herself. It's just that last touch, she shouldn't hesitate. She's got elite decision-making skills and just needs to keep backing them in.
Disposal number 9 for her. 7 contested. It's a good kick. Had a few Blues at the top of the square, and out the corner of her eye spotted Maddie Prasparkas.
And Prasparkas. But particularly this kick from Vescio here, pinpointed, knew where she was going.
Phillips been quieter this quarter. Vescio been really clean. Prasparkas wins that clearance, gets it
to playing. Vescio worked her opponent under the footy nicely. Has a couple of free blues inside 50, but Adelaide had zoned off well, protected the space. The kick will go to Taylor Harris. It's a good kick. It's a beautiful kick, in fact. It might work, and it did that time.
I think so, particularly with the wind down that end. She probably didn't back.
Mules comes through hard. Vescio, who's been really clean below her knees in this game. Loins, desperate as always. Mules. Wobbly ball inside 50. It's dangerous. Vescio's clean at ground level. Allen met her coming the other way from playing. Again, falls fortuitously to Dalton. Has Vescio out the back. She's looked dangerous all game, Vescio. Can she use her experience to keep the ball in front? She can. Gets boot the ball. Kicks the goal. And the Blues skip out to a 9-point lead midway through this final quarter.
We said all day that she's been bubbling away, and she had to do something a bit dramatic and a bit special here, Vescio, to get her first goal on the board today. And that's a fantastic finish under extreme pressure at the goal line.
Clever finish from Darcy Vescio. Used her body beautifully to keep her opponent out of the contest, and then was able just to quickly, with quick reflexes, get boot the ball. Gum again, well done Blues. Vescio a long way from home, supporting her defence, and so's Taylor Harris. Foley, now Allen, high ball, Forth's going to have to sit under it. Vescio now trying to play as a defender. Downey with experience, and Vescio, cool head. Kicks it wide, go, but she sees all Blues up ahead and is forced to kick it to them.
Well, so it's a great match up there, and hopefully we can see that battle out right to the end.
Yeah, and it's a full tag, I think, too. Half knows who the match winner is for the Crows. Prasparkas. They're just going to wind the clock down. The Blues. This is the advantage of having Daniel Harford on the boundary. He can get messages to the runner and to his team really quickly. They give the Crows a sniff here. Foley, high ball, dangerous spot. Vescio being clutch in this last quarter. Veteran.
She's playing a bit of a small defender there, Lee. Not sure what.
It's onto the footy first. Vesely ran into Vescio.
22 touches already. She's such a great ball winner for this Blues outfit.
Vescio tackled, released the handball to Loin. To Prasparkas, almost run down by Exon. It affected the kick. Here is Johnson. Couldn't quite control it.
Interesting to see if Half's going to run with that or potentially match it up differently.
She's got good closing speed, and she's very attacking once it hits the deck, so they might be thinking they can exploit it the other way, as Harris's handball couldn't find Vescio. Good body work from Vescio to keep it alive for Loins, who does enough to touch it. In every contest does the veteran, and she drills it inside 50 off the hands of Harris. Lovely crumb from Vescio. Hosking for her second. Beautiful finish from the Blues. Three goals in her 27 AFLW games before tonight. She's got 2 in 1 quarter.
She's got 2 in 1 quarter, Jason. Didn't she love it? Look at this celebration with her and Darcy Vescio. But hard.
Lucas Rod went to Shearlaw. Hard work there from Phillips at ground level. Won the football for the Saints. Brown kicked across her body. There's going to be a free kick. It's going Carlton's way for a shove in the back. It's going back to Vescio. So a more defensive struggle early in this second term as both sides finds Vesely. Can the Saints make her pay? Was touched off the Vesely boot.
Cliche response of we're just focusing on our own performance and controlling the controllables from our end.
Vescio brilliant on the bounce. Good effort there though from Priest to stay with her. Gave it off to Stevens. Spills out the back. Johnson to Priest. Pressure came from Vescio. Forced the kick out of bounds on the full.
Did Jess Edwards.
Good effort from McAvoy. Forces the spillage. Vescio inside 50. And Walker gets on the end of it. As O'Neill, deliberate kick towards 50. Vescio went up to try and force a contest in. Immediately tackled by Vesely. Knocked it clear. Watt. She's taken down. Can't escape.
But she's now at 16 disposals, still running at 100% disposal efficiency. She was the one that launched that ball into Taylor Harris to take the grab, so she's just been so consistent for them down back tonight.
Vescio goes towards Harris. Griswold up the strength. Lalawee for the agility. And Vescio, once again, late in quarters, goes back, keeps her feet.
Every little point of percentage helps.
Harrington towards half forward. Through the hands of Watt, the dangerous Vescio at ground level. Goes towards 50. Vescio tries to work Goldrick under the back, but Birch read it well. Vescio takes her down. Floats it towards the square. Cunningham couldn't control it. Front and centre is Hanks. Dragged off her kick at just the right moment. Bill in the Zanker direction. She slaps it to Edmondson. Great body work from Vescio. Pound in there to support. Throws it on the boot. Gets it inside 50. Coming out to attack it was Goldrick. Vescio at the back versus Goldrick, who gets there first. Can now look at her options. Draws Newman. Pops it to Vescio. Vescio manages to get away from Newman. Wants an option.
He's looking down.
Down he went to ground and somehow still got the clearance. Prasparkas a little sore after that last contest. She wins the football. Get the support run now of Pound. Kicks it out towards half forward. Vescio in a one-on-one with Lampard. Lampard at the front, Vescio at the back. Out it goes. It's going to be Carlton ball off the boot of Lampard, and it's going to go to Vescio. To a 2-on-2 in the air. It'll spill to the back for Lampard, who's been important. Vescio works her off the football. Got lurking. Cunningham there as well. Newman involved as well. Wilson, Scott taken down. It'll spill to Vescio, who's pushed herself back into defence late in the quarter, as she so often does. Tries to turn Wilson. Manages to slip away. Wilson runs her down from behind. Vescio's little tap towards Plain was depth. Couldn't quite control it. Cunningham tries to spin through a tackle. Been busy. Gets it off to Downey. First inside 50 for the term is the Blues. Vescio gives it off. Rolled the shoulders, got rid of Mithen. Got it back to Pound, who's kicked down the line. Good hands from Vescio.
Well done, Darcy Vescio. As we said earlier, she hasn't had too many disposals in this game, but she's had really pivotal ones at that.
Vescio goes. Going back with courage was Mithen. It'll spill to Corden, a little handball towards Pearce. Flips it to Paxman. She can pick it up. Got it now. Pound kick forward. Through the hands of Vescio, got Paxman for company. Can't quite get free, but manages to get the hands loose. Floats it into the middle of the ground. Almost a good mark to Tarrant. It spills to Vescio. She'll poke it into space. Gains a bit of territory. Awkward looking kick. Vescio once again pushes back. Now Edwards. A bit of territory in the Stevens direction. The dangerous Vescio lurking. Pound with the outside of her boot. Hosking. Vescio. Nice, tidy delivery to Prasparkas. Here's Downey for the Blues. Can turn on her right side. Give it to Vescio. Darcy, usually a precise finisher, and this is no exception. She's been called to go, even though it didn't look like she walked off her line. Vescio, great contested grab. Wants to get up and move it quickly. Spots Brazzali at the top of the 50. She's got Vescio leading at 50. Goes in the Harris direction in the end. It clears the contest. There is Vescio at the back. Lutkins takes her down. Pound. And Vescio, good contested grab. So Lions will be looking for a slingshot. There's basically only one player behind Vescio, and that's Pound. There's no... Brazzali can gather. Pop it over the top of Campbell to Vescio. Vescio back to Brazzali. In her future career. Well, it spilled over the back to Vescio without anyone touching it, and she just kicks for territory here. Only to slip in the middle and take the mark. Another high ball. Vescio, the only one in the end to really go at it.
I'd like to see Darcy just take her time here. She's a notable goal kicker. She can kick it from anywhere on the ground. She just needs to really steady the ship here. Go back and take the shot on goal.
For her 5th of the season. 40 out. Starts it right. It's not working back, but it's still there for the Blues at ground level. They've got a couple of numbers. McAvoy with strength. Manages to chip it through. She's going to get her third.